Hello my epic Fortnite gamers! Today in this video we're going to be watching other people and ourselves committing domestic terrorism. Since Modern Warfare 3 is coming out soon, I figured I would play through the trilogy's campaigns, starting with this one. Oh yeah, by the way, at the end of the video, if you enjoyed it, can you demolish that like button and annihilate that subscribe button? It would be pretty cool, and you will become a home slice. Anyways, time to get into the actual video. My home slices. See? I told you it would work. The game first starts with me playing as a guy named Alex, the whitest guy you will ever see. It starts extremely slowly, with me and the boys walking through a trail at night, looking out, and okay, never mind, guess we're getting right into it. When we walk through, there's tons of burning bodies, and one thing you'll notice is that they will go out of their way to show the horrors of war, even though most of the time it isn't even that bad. Like this man burning alive. Anyways, I was told we were playing a friendly game of airsoft, and then a machine gun started firing on me, so I pulled out my backup M4 and got to work. At one point, they attempted to turn the lights off and ambush them, but I just had that dog in me, and we came out victorious. We secured some ancient gas, probably taken from Auschwitz, when we get ambushed by some random guys. Oh no. They kill Bob, but the second they see that I'm a corked up white boy with a little bit of swag, they leave with the gas, and I'm left there laying down awkwardly. It then cuts to me and another group of boys in traffic when we see a white van with kids, and it hurts to see people impeding in your hobbies, so we pull up with the blickies to sort things out. Turns out they were actually Al-Qaeda members, so no half of London got bombed, and honestly, I don't blame them. Serves them right for eating beans on toast. For some reason, this was a really well planned out attack, as they have machine gun nests on top of libraries, but I managed to out-pizza the Hut, and when I mean out-pizza the Hut, I mean shooting them with my 9. The thing that upset me most about this terrorist attack was that they were killing innocent civilians, mainly because it's a Wednesday, and everyone knows you're supposed to do it on Terrorism Tuesday. I reincarnate myself and get through, only to find my mitten General Burnside of the Union on never mind, it's actually Captain Price, baby, give it here, my man. He leads me through, and we find your good old-fashioned Sunday morning hostage situation. We can't defuse his C4 vest, and he pleads to us about how he has a family. Good. They're next. After all of this is over, Captain Fondlebottom forces me against my will to join his team, and I'm okay with that because that means more war crimes coming our way. We then cut to the white boy, where he's being interrogated by some terrorists, and oh no, never mind, they're just freedom fighters. I think I might have done a racism. Anyways, I help them because I think I want revenge for Bob being shot in the forehead, but I don't think anyone cares, including me. Going through the mission, it's pretty evident that the Russians are the bad guys like always. There's times where you can just straight up hear them shoot a dog, even though they're not Asian. Because I want to get through this mission, I decide to add an oil canister onto my blicky and go pew pew, if you know what I mean. After watching some random women get hanged for burning the Borscht, we get onto a roof where we see a bunch of helicopters landing. Being simple civil rights activists, we car bomb the helicopters and have to escape through a plane filled with dead bodies. After sniffing them Joseph Biden style, I get interrupted by a bunch of soldiers passing by me, and I don't get caught even though one of them steps on me. They were gonna start burning the bodies, but I still needed to sniff them, So I murdered them and snuck down into a tunnel like the true rat I am. A little bit later, I joined these freedom fighters again so we can try to get the Russian army to skedaddle out of here. I brought a poster and a megaphone, but I still haven't realized things don't go that way around here, as they hand me a controller to a bunch of suicide drones and we start bombing an airport. I'm going to be real here, this mission isn't interesting at all, save for the fact that I get to use an AC-130. These apparently civilian protesters have access to that kind of firepower. After all of those wacky hijinks, we come back to the British guy and me, and because we gotta make it modern, we decide to breach some random house that we really don't care about. While everyone else takes the first floor, they send the new recruit all by himself on the second floor, and I meet up with a couple of pals. We tie a girl up just in case hostages are needed, and we bust through to a dining room table, popping everyone's heads off in there. Some random fella turns the lights off, but good thing we got night vision goggles, so we push up another floor. Some buccos start breaching rooms, and when it's my turn, I accidentally shoot the woman, and then the guy with the gun. Or at least I filed it as an accident on the report. In the same apartment, there is a guy camping on the toilet with a 12 gauge. Guess he fell for my infamous laxative sushi rolls. Anyways, after we cleared through the entire building and shooting a child because it looked at me funny, we found this weird remote that apparently activates bombs. And here I thought we were doing some good old-fashioned ethnic cleansing. After that, we are brought back to the Middle East with some other actual Americans, and yeah, I guess I'll just blow up for no other reason. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The reason we're here is because the bad guy is some guy named The Wolf, who strangely looks like Linus Tech Tips. And by the way, he's the main villain of the entire game, which I forgot to mention to you about. We eventually break into the hospital, and playing this was absolute hell, and that reminded me of the time when I brought a girl over to my house, and while we were watching a movie, I put a pizza in the oven. While it was in the oven, I was stressing about how badly I might scream. When the pizza's done, with my heart thumping, I had to pull the pizza out, and I got third-degree burns on my hands so bad, they had to amputate both of them. I just wish they made oven mitts. Life would be so much easier. Anyways, I sneak in and kidnap the wolf, and everything is much better, right? I mean, I would think so. Game's over, everybody. We're done here. Wait. You mean a bunch of people rioted over Linus Tech Tips? Damn, I mean, I knew people wanted him to switch up his content a bit, but I didn't think they would support him becoming the leader of Al-Qaeda. Turns out they really do, and they busted into the embassy, and we start racing to fight these crazy Afghans. Along the way, we meet a friendly guy who apparently likes soccer, and we just killed a child. What the hell is wrong with you? We all forget that never happened. I accidentally lead a woman to her death, and the wolf is gone. Oh no. Guess we're gonna have to spend another half of the campaign looking for him. This campaign's already pretty wacky, but what really exacerbates my right frame of mind is when they talk about the Highway of Death. A real-life Russian war crime where they blew up innocent people fleeing from the war zone. But it wasn't actually Russia who did this, it was America, just to make the Russians seem worse for the story. Which is stupid, because clearly Russia's trying to steal our clout, and we rightfully earned that title. Anyways, the Highway of Death isn't really important, except I get to snipe people with the 50 count, so that's pretty cool. But in the end of the mission, the woman we've been working with, sidekick named Hadir, uses a bunch of gas to kill the Russians, but the twist is that it's the stolen gas. Oh no, this is so crazy, I can't even believe it. Yikes. Me and the woman end up falling asleep, and it's here where we get to see her backstory. Apparently, the woman and Hadir are siblings, and they saw their father get murdered in a Russian invasion.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
And so in revenge for their father dying, they run like little babies. Just kidding, they tie him down and torture him, and then they run like little babies. They manage to escape with only seeing a few human rights violations, and this random guy takes them to prison who looks suspiciously like Kevin Spacey. Alright, anyways, we wake back up and now we have to get Hadir for this random betrayal that we definitely all care about because he's gonna start World War III or something. So we should be trying to kill Hadir first, right? Wrong. We go after the wolf, which is gonna take another third portion of the game. Oh, never mind. We kill him immediately. To make up for this, we have to cut wires on his vest. I'm gonna bomb an orphanage. Anyways, after that little break, we cut back into them in prison. She gets tortured by Kevin Spacey. Good thing nothing else bad happened. Well, besides him shooting a random woman, because he does that every Thursday. Right before he does actually Kevin Spacey me, bombs go off randomly, and Kevin has to bounce, leaving me alone in my room. I break out because I'm just like that, and I used a key that I shoved up my butthole 5 months prior to open up the armory, and me and my fellow strong, independent women pull up with our choppas and mow down the ops. We're able to beat them with 1 to 20 odds, and we meet up with a very good-looking gentleman that's cleanly shaven, and it's a much younger Sergeant Sideburns. Don't you just want to smooch that face? Anyways, because Hadir is the woman's brother and I'm the woman, I save him from mustard gas because I kind of have to, and we escape. The backstory doesn't do anything except add 3 more missions to the story, which is really annoying, and no one likes that. You might have forgotten that the guy who killed the child is still a villain, and I did too, but to wrap that up nicely, we run him over with a white van, blow up his soldiers, and best of all, kidnap his family so we can get some intel we'll never need. How clever. We can now finally deal with Hadir because he's been a pain in our rumperoos, if you know what I mean, and so we decide to sneak into a complex to find him. Along the way, I find this random hostage in a pool that's just chilling, and I think maybe his voice box got cut out, but it's fine, as there are 2 more of them in the facility so they can hang out together. This bond is strengthened even more as there are more of the Butcher's family members. Eventually, I find myself in a huge manor where we just somehow know the exact room this guy is in. Also, Sideburns joins me, so that's pretty neat. We take this little feller, and he says he's innocent, which I agree, because gassing civilians shouldn't be a war crime, but whatever. And knock knock, homies, it's the IRS, and I haven't paid taxes since she left me 8 years ago, so now the entire mansion is burning to the ground, and we gotta skedaddle. A bunch of soldiers try bomb rushing me, but I'm just like that, so we managed to escape through a tunnel just barely, and now we have Hadir, who is kind of an enemy or a teammate. I don't really know what's happening anymore, guys. But now that the final mission of the game is complete, we're done. Wait, we still gotta take out Kevin Spacey? God damn it. We storm the compound with tons of soldiers and an APC unit, and Kevin Spacey's Twitter followers are no match. Even they are starting to give up as they know that he may be innocent in the court of law, but my 9mm has something else to say. We are crushing their ball sacks, and they know that they can't compete, so they bring out an Apache helicopter, but I actually have a secret weapon, which is a laser pointer, and I blind the pilot's eyes, and they go down. That's not the only plot twist though, as when I bust into the compound, I pull out a gigantic blicky and mow them down like they were the SWAT teams cracking down on my human trafficking ring. Except this time, they won. I push even further down and I get into a boss fight with a chunky boy. I say boss fight lightly as all it takes is a couple rounds of a Dragon's Breath 12 gauge to get the job done. We finally get into the complex and we learn that Kevin Spacey's fleeing in his private jet and the woman wants to kill him but also destroy the base, but she can't do both. So the quirked up white boy with a little bit of swag does something quirky for his last moments and decides he wants to kill himself because that sure is kooky. Anyways, Kevin Spacey is mad that they found out about the other victims when the woman shows up from behind and they start tussling. I can't even say tussle because she basically just brutalizes the poor man, and then to rub salt in the wound, she makes sure he dies from fall damage, and now his squad mates will never respect him. Oh yeah, and the building explodes, so you know that Alex is officially dead. Until about 4 months later, where he came back as an operator skin. This is why no one likes you, Activision. And yeah, that's the end of the game and the video. Like I said at the beginning, if you enjoyed the video, then please hit the like button. And if you like my other content as well, then subscribe. Anyways, this took a long time to make, so I'm gonna roll the outro and sniff my ball fumes.